As Morales said, we've got a little bit of news that I'm very, very excited to be making. And before I do, I just want to sort of reflect on a little bit of the Entourage's journey to date. We started the Entourage 3 years ago, mainly because we had a serious dissatisfaction, not only with the way that universities and high schools educated entrepreneurs, but an extreme dissatisfaction for the way that universities and high schools educated people in general. So there we were, we started, we didn't have a brand, we didn't have a name, we didn't have a team, we didn't have any capital in that particular company. And here we are 3 short years later with over 10,000 members Australia-wide. And today, you know, and this is a tribute to all of you in the room, we're Australia's largest community of entrepreneurs under 40. I remember going to my first seminar. I was 18 years of age. I went to my first seminar, and it was quite an average seminar. And there was one guy that came in on the second day. And he looked $1 million, and he acted $1 billion, and he spoke $1 billion. And I made a decision in that moment that that was someone that I wanted to learn from and work with for the rest of my life. And that man was Petar Lackovic. At the age of 21, I ran my first seminar. We had 14 people there. It was a free seminar. We had 14 people there. And we had one crew member who also doubled as the MC who did the introduction for the evening. And his name was Bo Chase. And then I was 22 and 23, and I met 2 other people who I knew I'd work with and be best friends with and be business partners with for the rest of my life. And that was Johan Odu and Andrew Morello. And, you know, everybody else on the team is just superstars we've been fortunate enough to attract along the way. So here we are with a fantastic team, and we always need to be asking ourselves, what's possible now? What's possible now? Because for any high growth business or any business in the room, what's possible now might not have been so obvious a month ago. And that's particularly true when you're going through a lot of growth. So we continually ask ourselves, what's possible now? So the new vision for the Entourage and MBE group as a whole is to look forward and within 3 years start a college or a university so that the participants that come through our education will receive a globally recognised qualification. No different to if you went to University of Technology Sydney or Macquarie University, you receive a globally recognised qualification for doing that. Now, in order to do that, we need to build a first-class team. Now, we currently have a first-class team, but another objective that we have to hit in the next 2 years is to build the best team in business education in the world. To build the best team in business education in the world. And like we're always talking about in this program, it's so important that when you are a growing organisation, you start to surround yourself with people, not that you will teach them, but people that can start to teach you and people that can start to lead the organisation. So, what I wanted to announce to all of you today is that we're doing that by starting with bringing on a CEO who will be working alongside me and working alongside the team in the role of CEO to drive the growth of the business, to help us attract even better people, and most importantly of all, help us deliver even better results for the people in the Scalable and Saleable community and in the MBE community. So without further ado, I'd like you all to give a roaring round of applause for the new CEO of the Entourage and the new CEO of MBE Group, Mr. Petar Lackovic.
Thank you. I met most of you guys last year, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but I might have shared it in Melbourne with a group in Melbourne. I'm the first one in my family history to go to university, to be accepted into university. I'm also the first one to drop out of university. It just wasn't for me. I learnt the school of hard knocks. I got out there and I failed and I succeeded and I failed and I succeeded, and I found the model that just worked. And March this year will be 15 years that I've been solely focused on consulting and coaching other businesses to grow. And it's kind of your fault that I've decided to take on this role, because I saw the group here, both Melbourne and Sydney, and thought, wow, I've made so much impact to big organisations. The ones that, who knows what I mean when I say gives you goosebumps? The ones that give me goosebumps are the ones like you guys. Because I never had that when I was starting my businesses. So when the conversation came about, it's a big step for me to move away from what I'm doing to work with you guys. And I see this as a huge partnership. And all I want to do is bring the experience that I've had helping so many others for you guys to get to that huge global scale, if that is your goal, or whatever scale you want to get it to. So it's kind of you guys are at fault. I don't think it would have happened if I didn't come up here and share information with you and get to know some of you really intimately. And that's made a big difference. So I'm excited, I'm pumped, I'm nervous, I'm everything I do before a game of sport, I'm feeling right now. And I've played sports since I was 4 years old, for local teams, and I've played for Australia on big stages. And I've got that same giddy feeling, which tells me it's the right feeling. Who knows that type of feeling that you get? Yeah. So for me, I'm just super excited to be with you guys now on Resource 24/7. That's a big thing. It's very humbling. What Jack talked about is a huge goal that we have. This guy wanted to learn sales, so he packed up Melbourne and came in and asked me for a job. And he lived in a strange city, not knowing anybody, working for me for a pretty shitty wage, because I run a pretty tight ship. And he did it because he wanted to learn how to do what he wanted to do, which is what he's doing right now. So it's funny how it's all kind of come back together. And who kind of believes you meet people at the right time for the right reasons? And I mean the right time. It's really amazing how you do that. So I think for me, this is just the right time to make a huge impact on the type of people that we think we need to move this country and this world forward in business, and that's you guys. And if we can create the environment for you to do that, then the world's going to be a great place and we're going to be really happy people. So that's my goal, that's my agenda. We're going to be here for a long time and a good time, and we're going to work with you guys in a partnership with this. So that's me to you. I'll chat to you guys when we finish. I'll hand it back to Jack.